Today I'm going to talk about market messaging resonance, which is the secret, the silver bullet to booking meetings on demand with cold prospects. Once you have this dialed in, it's literally going to be like you can generate as many meetings as you want from the sky. And it's going to be a scalable system that whenever you want more meetings, you just turn on the system and it just starts printing. And if you want more meetings, you just double the system and you do more, right? And all of that comes down to market messaging resonance, which I'm going to go a little bit more into detail later. But just so you know that I'm not a bullshitter, here's me booking 17 calls in 7 days for one of my clients. Here's another screenshot of me booking 8 calls in 1 day for one of my clients. You then joke that he's drowning. Later, we kind of joked about having too many meetings and having to slowing down outreach, but we kept on going. Anyways, these are the best kinds of problems to have. And if you want to have a problem like that, we will literally do this for you at vrobeldigital.com. There's going to be a link in the description. Click it. First, let's discuss the landscape. Cold outbound in 2023. The issue is that you are thinking about cold outbound completely wrong. In 2023, you cannot just send a random offer to a bunch of people and just cross your fingers that you're going to get results. It's not going to work. What you need to do is target an extremely small segment of the market. You're going to need to tell them exactly what they want to hear, and you're going to need to make it a completely no-brainer for them in order to win. This is essentially market messaging resonance. And this is how me and all of my clients are booking dozens of meetings every single week. Now, let's go back to the beginning, right? In terms of market messaging resonance, you must first know who your market is. And not just like your entire market, exactly who you can serve. You need to get granular. You need to know exactly who you want to target, right? And this is really, really important because different segments of the market are going to want completely different things, right? And you're going to need to know exactly what they want. And you're going to need to know exactly, you're going to need to tell it to them and exactly how they want to hear it. So we're going to walk through an exercise. I want you to pull out a notebook. I want you to take out a pen, and you're going to follow this exact exercise with me. I'll take 5 seconds, pause the video, get that stuff, and then we'll hop into the exercise. So let's get going. First, you're going to start broad, right? You're going to identify who your main ICP is. Who are the main people you can help? If you have a bunch of different ones like marketing agency, SaaS, this, that, what you're going to do is take whoever you have the best case study with and go with that broad ICP, right? Let's say you come down to marketing agencies. Cool. Now, you're going to want to segment one step further. What kind of agencies can you work with? What kind of agencies can you not work with? Write these all down in bullet points, right? I can work with app agencies. I can work with web development agencies. I can work with lead gen agencies. I can work with email marketing agencies. I can work with short form agencies, right? You build out that list, and then you look at who you can't work with. Oh, I can't work with PR agencies. I can't work with IT. I never get results for IT, right? And you just build a list of exactly who you can work with and who you cannot work with. Again, easiest way to determine who you can work with and who you can't work with is who have you gotten really, really good results with in the past and who have you not gotten really good results with in the past. You basically identify which niches those guys took and essentially write those down as the people you can work with. Next, who are the people you want to reach out to? Make a separate column in your notepad. Who can I work with? Right? You write down exactly who you want to reach out to. Who are the key decision makers in this process that you need to reach out to? If you've been in business for long enough, you usually know who you want to reach out to. It can be engineering, it can be C-level, it can be finance, it can be all this different stuff, but you need to identify exactly who you can. CEOs, CFOs, sales decision makers, marketing decision makers, Identify who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. New thing in your notebook, write it all down. Lastly, what countries can you work with? Do you want to be in the US? Do you want to be in Europe, right? Can you work with non-English speaking countries? Do you only want to work with English speaking countries, right? If you only can do your service in English, there's no point in targeting the entire world, because how is somebody from like deep in Latin America, for instance, who doesn't speak English, how are they going to benefit from your service? They do all their business in a different language, right? So you need to get granular. Which countries can you work with? Which regions can you work with? Once you completed this exercise, I want you to circle one thing from every single category. I want you to circle one from the type of agency or the type of company you can work with, right? Which role can you work with? Which country? I want you to circle 3 of those and make like a little circle, and that's going to be the guys that we're going to run this exercise on, right? So you should have right now a hyper-specific segment of your niche that you're going to target. For example, if you did this right, one example that you could have is CFOs of app development agencies located in Europe. This is 10 times better than saying, oh, I work with agencies, or oh, I work with marketing agencies. This is granular. Now you can write things that are hyper segmented to these people that are going to be relevant and that are going to make them want to buy. Now, after you know exactly who you're targeting, you want to give them something that they want. The biggest issue I see is that people are selling other people things that they do not fundamentally want. You must make your offer into something that your hyper-segmented market is going to want. Now, you're going to run into an issue here. Every segment of your ICP is going to want something completely different, right? Think about it. A CEO and an engineer have completely different goals, right? One's revenue-oriented, one's more oriented about the day-to-day, the project, getting things moving forward. The CEO is not focused on all those granular little details. He probably won't even know what you're talking about in a message, in a message that's directed towards an engineer. So now that you know exactly who you want to target, you must figure out what they want. There's only 3 ways to understand what your target market wants. Number 1, experience. You've been in business for so long and you've worked with so many different people in your ICP, you just know what they want. Number 2, you just ask them. You get on an interview with current clients or past clients or whoever, and you just ask them exactly what they want. You can run a couple offers by them, and you just get really, really granular, and you understand what they want by just asking. And number 3 is testing. So yeah, basically you're just going to test a bunch of different offers, a bunch of different copy, your landing page and your outbound, in a bunch of different ways. You're going to test it until you find something that resonates. This is the longest process. It works. You're going to have to test regardless, but out of everything, out of experience and asking, testing takes the most effort. Now, I'm going to assume that you know what your prospects want, right? Now that you understand what they want, you must present it to them in a way that's appealing. This is the fundamental of market messaging resonance. You basically tell them exactly what they want to hear in the exact language that they use, right? You hit their exact pain points, but you hit it in a way that they complain about, right? If you tell them what they're whining about, what they're complaining about in the exact language they use, like you came directly from their head, you're going to have a golden ticket to as many meetings as you want. Your goal here is going to be to make your offer so appealing that the segment of the market that you are reaching out to is going to feel stupid saying no. Now, 4 ways of doing this, and we're going to use all of them. First, you're going to make a bold promise, a big bold promise that directly connects to what their deepest desires or pain points are, right? You should have identified this earlier, whether it's monetary, whether it's time, whether it's stress, whether it's solving a super, super specific problem that only that segment of the niche knows. You're going to make a bold promise that gives them exactly what they want. Next, you're going to give the way that you help them achieve that result a unique name, right? Especially if you're in a saturated market, people have likely heard what you're selling. So if you're able to give it a new system, a new name, or if you truly just have a unique system, put it out there. People are going to be curious. What is this system? How does it work? I want to use it. Next, add a risk reversal. This is how you're going to make people feel stupid saying no, right? You literally make it impossible for them to not make money by buying from you. Finally, add social proof. Humans are social animals. If you make this huge promise, you make it impossible to say no, and then you put a banger case study behind it that shows that you are credible, that you make sense, people are just going to buy from you on demand. So here's your offer structure. Open your notepad once again. You're going to write this down under everything that we just wrote. Here's a structure. Market segment. We can help you achieve X outcome in Y time using the mechanism or risk reversal. And then you bring out your most banger, your best case study. So, example offer. App development agency founders. We can help you close 5 additional high-ticket projects a month using AI appointment setters, or you don't pay. We recently helped John's agency close Target as a client, right? This is a good offer. It gives them what they want, right? It calls them out exactly who they are. It has this really unique mechanism. But what's an AI appointment setter? How does it work? How can I use an AI appointment setter to get 5 additional high-ticket projects a month, right? And if it doesn't get me 5 additional high-ticket projects a month, I don't pay, right? And this guy was able to help John's agency close Target as a client. This is a banger offer, right? So this is your goal. You want to create an offer like this that's impossible to say no to, that your prospects really resonate with, and just make the language the same language that they use, and that's basically it. Make a good offer. Now, copywriting. This is where we incorporate your offer into a greater messaging, right? This is how we're going to push your offer out into the market. We're going to do it with cold outbound, right? So there's a lot that goes into outbound copywriting. There's a lot that goes into outbound as general. What we're going to do in this video is only focus on our initial touch point with the prospect. Basically, in this step, we are putting together everything we did in the past into a single cohesive message. If you've done all the prior steps, this is a cakewalk. Our goal here is basically to present the offer that we have put together to our specific market segment and just have a simple, risk-free call to action. That's it. Here's the basic framework we're going to be using. A name. Notice your role at company name. Thought this might be relevant for you, relevant to you. And then offer, social proof, soft CTA, signature. That's it. Dead simple. You're just essentially pushing your offer, which is already a no-brainer, to the market, making sure you call out the ICP, make sure that you're very granular and specific with it, and it just works. Hey, Taylor, this is the example. Hey, Taylor, notice you're a CEO at Taylor's agency. Thought this might be relevant to you. We can help you close 5 additional high-ticket projects a month using AI appointment setters, or you don't pay. We recently helped John's agency close Target as a client. Interested in discussing how you can do something similar? Cheers, John Smith. Super, super simple, right? Just present your offer in a compelling way. And if the offer is good, everything works. If you've achieved market messaging resonance, It's just like, why would they say no? Now, we're going to put everything together. Let's go. You're going to, once you've done the first segment, once you've got that first hyper-specific segment down, once you've created the offer for that first hyper-specific segment, and once you've wrote that initial touch point, what you're going to do is you will identify at least 3 more key segments of the market. This is based off who you've gotten the best results for and who you can help the most. Next, you're going to write 3 test offers for each segment, because you're going to need to split test a bunch of different offers, right? Because the first offer won't be a fantastic offer. So in total, you will create 9 more offers. You will create 3 cold outreach messages, 1 for each offer. And then it's basically going to be 3 for each segment of the market. So you're going to split test 3 different outreach messages, with each one doing a separate offer, for a total of 9 different outreach messages total. Next, you are going to find the contact information of each segment, right? You're going to figure out how to find app development agencies, founders, in Europe. You're going to figure out how to find their emails, their phone numbers, and their LinkedIn. Next, you are going to send messages, the messages that you created, to your specific market segments. Once you have that set up, you are going to see which offer in which segment works the best. You're going to pivot in that direction, and you're going to test things that are more similar to that. This is essentially going to be an iterative process where you are going to discover which exact ICP or segment of your market wants your product or service the most, in the exact words that you can use to make them buy on demand. This is essentially the core of market messaging resonance. It's testing all of these different angles and words and offers on a bunch of different people until you find that resonance. Once you do find that resonance, you are going to scale up and essentially do it more until the angle doesn't work anymore, or you've ran out of contacts to reach out to, right? Once you do that, you need to start a new process of finding new people and finding resonance again. But once you found resonance for your service, it's really easy to find it again with a different market. Now, this is an extremely long process. It can take months to find market messaging resonance, and some people just never find it because they just don't know how to. On top of finding market messaging resonance, you need to know, to succeed, you need to know how to build an outbound infrastructure, build lead lists, verify lead lists, personalize lead lists, create sequences, create subsequences, manage inboxes, follow up scalably on LinkedIn and cold calling, and know how to convert interested replies into meetings. Long story short, this is a very long and tedious process. The good news is that we will do it for you on a completely performance basis, meaning that you literally will only pay for the results we get for you at robeldigital.com. Go to this website, we'll do it for you. It's literally a no-brainer, because if we don't get you results and we don't fill your calendar, you will not pay. Appreciate you for watching this video. Hope you found value. Cheers.